Welcome to Fitness and Beer. I'm Larry Powell. If you've ever watched this channel, you know one of the things that I really value is reviews. Whether they're written reviews or video reviews or published reviews or whatever, I think it's one of the best ways to gain information and make better purchasing decisions. However, if a review is to be valuable, we're really relying on the creators of that review. And so there's a few mistakes that I've noticed a lot that are really hurting the review market and causing a situation where we may not be getting the best out of it. 5 mistakes that people are making when creating reviews, and you might be guilty. Let's go. Okay, transgression number 1, and maybe the most egregious of all of the transgressions, and that is something that I call the Vendetta review. What is a Vendetta review? A Vendetta review is not written for the purpose of helping the consumer or the reader, but more so because someone is angry and they want to get back at the vendor or company or service or whatever it was. And there's so many problems with the Vendetta review. First of all, the biggest problem is you've lost sight of the goal. The goal of a review is essentially an act of service to share experiences in a helpful manner. But now you're basically using a review to serve your own personal agenda. I'm not saying don't write negative reviews. By all means, if you have negative experiences, you need to share them. Other people need to hear about them. However, they need to hear about them in a fair and objective manner. On to number 2. Okay, number 2. This is something that I see a lot, especially on Amazon or basically with any 5-star rating system. And that is, guys, we're using 5 stars and 1 star way too much. I mean, we got like a 5-star rating system, but we have a tendency to use just 2 of them. And as a result, we use 5-star reviews so often that we've essentially created a situation where 5 stars, perfection, is the baseline. And so anything less than that is essentially a ding against that service or destination or whatever it is that you're reviewing. In other words, a 3.5 is awful in a product that you're probably not gonna buy. And you're looking for everything to be like 4.5 and above. But do you see the problem there? Imagine this. Imagine that if every review started with a baseline of 3. And so if the product just does as expected, there's nothing wrong, but nothing particularly special about it, you start with a 3. And then everything where the product kind of exceeds expectation, you grow closer and closer to 5. And where it's short of expectations, you get closer and closer to 1. I think this would be much more beneficial, but hey, just my suggestion isn't going to change the world. However, when you're writing your reviews, just remember there is more numbers than just 1 and 5. Okay, on to number 3. As you guys may know, I am a destination and vacation reviewer. I do a lot of resort reviews. And so when it comes to resort reviews, I see number 3 a lot. And that is getting too personal with your reviews. Remember, the purpose of a review is to inform. And as much as we want to hear about the experience of you and your family, remember this. The star of the review is said product or said destination that you're reviewing. And your personal experience is much like seasoning on food. Like a little bit of seasoning helps enhance the flavor of the food and makes it better. Too much seasoning and it's just salty. Same way with your personal experiences in reviews. A little bit of a personal experience so that we can understand enough or that we can start to relate to what the experience may be like for ourselves. However, if you get into too much of your personal stuff, I mean, save that, go tell it to your mama. Let's move on to number 4. Okay, number 4, this is a big one. And I really see this one on Amazon a lot. And that is reviewing a product that you just received. Come on now. Now, this is something that tech reviewers, they really have it down well, because whether it's a camera or a phone or a computer, tech reviewers already know that they're going to be held under a microscope. And as a result, they make sure that they take time with the product and they learn the manual inside and out. They try both impractical applications and real world applications to basically put whatever device through the ringer. However, I don't expect us, just your average consumer, to do that, but there is something to be learned. learn. And I'm not saying that we need to go and memorize every manual, but what I am suggesting is that we spend an appropriate amount of time with said product before writing or creating a review. Why is that hard? Because I know so many reviews are just written by excitement. You get whatever it was that you wanted to get, you open the box and you're so excited, you want to tell everybody, you want to share, and you start writing. But unfortunately, I mean, that might work with a chair or desk, but I mean, if it's a computer, you need to live with that device for a little bit. If you really are concerned about and you want to do a review that's going to be helpful, you know what I do? I say, set a reminder, set it for 1 week, set it for 2 weeks, and then go ahead and live with the device for a while. After you've been with it, then come back. Just to be clear about this, that like appropriate time for the specific product. So yes, you might be able to take a chair or a stool out of the box and assemble it, put it together, and give it a 5-star review because you like the build, and you can pretty quickly tell that it's sturdy. This doesn't work with a cell phone. You can't take it out of the box, make one phone call, and then give it a 5-star review. That's not helping anybody. Don't do that. Let's move on to point number 5. Point number 5, and probably the biggest mistake, and if you notice that all of these kind of tie back to a common theme, and that is remembering the purpose of creating the review in the first place. And that is to help your fellow consumer. Anything other than provide helpful information, then we're not doing anyone a service. So, hey, just so you know, I put a lot of effort and thought into anything that I review. I want to make sure that any information that I share can be helpful, and I really hope that is accurate, even though I might not be 100% on accuracy. Thanks a bunch for watching. We got a lot more stuff coming up, more destination, more razor stuff. Join us, hit the subscribe button if you want. Until next time, fitness and beer.